Hello and welcome to the training session of FactAIP version 5.0.82. Fact software was initially designed 19 years ago and currently present in 6 countries, including Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, India, Dubai, and Nepal. Okay, first of all, when you click on the software application, you go into the login page. Here you need to enter the username and password as provided by your administrator. Currently, I'm using a username named as user sub and then a password. If you click on remember me, it's going to remember your username and password for the next time you log in, so you don't have to enter the username and password again and again. If you click on so what's new, the software is going to enter you into the browser and show you what's new in the software about the updates. Okay, this is normally a gateway of the software. As soon as you enter into this gateway, you can see the company access provided to you by the administrator. Currently, I have provided myself with a company name Demo5. I'm just selecting it and then I'm clicking on open. Okay, when you enter into the software, this is a layout of the software, the design, you can say. And these are the different modules of the software. In the left side of the screen, you can see. First is system module, masters, then a ledger, sales, purchase, inventory, and so on. Since today is the basic first class of the software, I'm just going to teach you about the basics of the software. Left side, as I told you, there are certain modules. Here you can see the username, the user that has logged in. You can also put a picture in your username. If you provide it to the administrator, he'll do it for you. You can see the version. Talking about the tabs to the bottom, you can see recurring, PDC, alert inbox, and detox, which is a company and exit. Recurring, it's all about the pending vouchers. If there are a lot of pending vouchers and you want to say them, you can also do it through pending recurring documents. PDC, it's a post-dated check. If you have issued a post-dated check to any vendor or customer, you have received it from a customer, then you can, and if you entered the post-dated checks, you'll get the list of the PDC here. Alert inbox is all about the alerts. If you have activated it through the system control module. NG Talk. Clicking here, you can see the if someone is online, you can chat with them. Switch user. If you want to change the user, then you can click on switch user to log into another username. Company, if you want to switch between the companies, then you can click on company, and then finally comes the exit. If you click on exit, the company exits, and then you are out of the software. Okay, normally talking about the system masters. First of all, let's talk about system. System is generally the cockpit of the software, the company that you have created or you are about to create. From here, you can create, in the system, you can see a node name company, and it has different sub nodes like new, modify, delete, open, and so on. First of all, when you go through a company node, you can see a new, modify, delete, and open sub nodes. That is, if you want to open a new company, then you can just click on new, and then you'll have to fill up the different the details of the company, and then you are through a new company. If you want to modify the current company, then you can click on modify. If you want to delete the current company, you can click on delete, and if you want to switch between the companies, you can click on open. Either you can click here to switch between the companies, or there's a shortcut here, as previously told by me. Coming to preferences, this is the major, preferences is like, it's also a part of the cockpit. If you want to system control, it's like more, if you want to, you have created different kind of lasers, then you'll have to fill up the forms as provided by the software itself. For example, in system control, the software has provided at least the minimum requirements to activate a company, like PL and cash book. You should at least mention a single cash book so that during accounts purchases sales you may enter it, and so on. Later I'm going to talk about the system control details in detail. Coming to stock, you should mention the opening stock, PA of PL account, of balance sheet, and so on. Stock valuation, there are work in progress, sales purchase, fixed assets, and so on. Talking about user maintenance, if you want to add a new user, if you want to give different rights to different user, if you want to give different companies to different users, then you have to do it through user maintenance. Coming to change password, if you want to change the password of your username, then you can do it through the change password. Active date range and email profile settings, I'm going to talk on later. Coming to configuration, it's security rights grouping and alert configuration. If you want to make up certain alerts, and if you're talking about alert configuration, if you want to make alert of different kind of things that you need to know, you can do it through alert configuration. Coming to security rights grouping, you need to define the certain rights to be provided to different users. First, you need to create a group. For example, if you want a certain accountant to have only, for example, you can assume that you have certain cashiers in a company. If you want to provide only cash rights and certain ledger rights to the cashier, then you can do it through the security rights grouping module. You'll have to name a group named cashier or anything else, and you'll have to provide the node modules rights to him, only the requirements. Okay, coming to the maker checker, if you want the entries to be checked before posting it, then you can activate the maker checker system module. About other things, I'm going to talk later on. Coming to masters. Okay, this is the masters, is more about its chart of accounts, the layers if you want to create the balance sheet layouts, or the designs you want to create, the PL layout and designs you want to create, or anything else, you do it through masters. You can just simply understand that if you want to open any kind of ledger, sub-ledgers, or anything, you do it through master module. In masters, you can see there are different kind of subnodes like chart of accounts, which includes general ledger and different kinds of ledger layouts. Clicking on general ledger, you can see that you can either create a new ledger, you can either modify the ledgers, which is currently in the software itself, or you can delete the ledgers. You can do it through chart of accounts in the ledger subnode. Here you can, through PL layout, what you can do is you can create the design of a PL as as per the income tax or as per your company. Likewise, you can also create balance sheet layout, cash flow layout, and risk analysis. If you want to open a new customer window, you can do it through customer window module. I'm going to talk about the details in the upcoming classes, but today I'm just giving you the normal, the outlook of the software. Okay, there are certain invoice terms to be defined, like VAT, TDS. You do it through invoice terms. If you want to enter the opening balances, you do it through this module, and so on. Okay, this normally system and masters are normally used by an administrator in a company. The person who only does entries are allowed to use. He can only use the software starting from the general ledger module. As soon as you click the general ledger module, you can see that there are entry, document printing, and reports subnodes. If you want to do any entries of ledgers, of any cash payment, cash receipt, bank payment, bank receipt, then you can do it through this subnode through entries. Bank reconciliation is also done through here. If you don't want to enter, but you actually what you want to do is you want to see the reports, and you can do it through this subnode. You can see the cash bank report. You can select the cash bank, and then you can see the net positions and other reports. You can see the trial balance, balances, cash flow, MIS reports, and so on. Coming to sales, it also every nodes after the general ledger has 3 subnodes that are entry, document printing, and reports. Entry is all about the entry that you do. Document printing is you want to print a number of documents at once, then you can do it through document printing. And reports is to view the different kinds of reports. If you are a trading company or any kind of a selling company which sells any goods, then you can do it through the sales module. Yeah. If you click on entry, then you can see that there are different processes to be followed before entering sales invoice. You can either make this process mandatory or optional. As you can see here, this is the entry part, this is the document printing part, and finally comes the reporting part. Okay, coming to purchase, same as that of sales. There is an entry part, document printing part, and reporting part. If you want to do the entry, you can do it through here. If you just want to print the entry that you have already done, then you can do it through here. Or else if you want the reports, then you can do it through here. Talking about inventory warehousing, it's the same. It has an entry, document printing, and reporting parts. Okay, manufacturing and CRM, I'll have to talk it about details, so I'll talk it in later classes. Talking about auditor's toolbox, it's all about it's a very helpful tool to the auditors. It's like if you want to see the purchase sales register, if you want to see the details, if you want to dump the data about the the purchase and sales aging, you can also do it through here. It's mostly used by an auditor, you can say. Okay, coming to statutory. Fact is recognized by the income tax department of Nepal, so you can actually file your VAT reports through the software itself. Coming to miscellaneous, if you have activated the maker checker system, then you can see the approval pendings. So the checker usually normally uses this part. By seeing this, he can know that there are a lot of pending documents or not. Coming to utility, if there is certain problem, or if you have changed certain thing in the masters, then you need to recalculate the balances, which is done through this module. You can import different kind of things through Excel from this module. During year ending, you can run this utility. Or diagnostic is like, if you are having some problems, if your trial balance doesn't match or something, then you can run diagnostic. Later on, I'm going to talk about the details. Okay, merged companies, if you want to merge the different kind of companies, then you can do it through this node. But for merging the two different companies, the name of lasers, the code of lasers need to be the same. Okay, basically this is the first class, so I'm just giving the outlet of this software. So I'm going to talk about the details of each and every modules in the later classes.